Module 4, Lesson 2, Vector. In the previous lesson, we learned about various data structures used in R. In this lesson, we will know more about vector, know about possible operations on vector, and also understand properties of vector. Introduction. Vectors are one-dimensional arrays that can hold numeric character or logical data. Vectors are homogeneous, that is, all elements of a vector should have same type. Vector elements can have name. The combined function C is used to create a vector. In the last lesson, we already saw these examples. So we do have P as a numeric vector, Q as a character vector, and R as a logical vector. Vectors. There are no scalar values in R. Scalars are represented as one element vectors. So x as 2, y as 2, and z as x plus y, which is 4, these all are examples of vectors, one element vectors. Variable declaration is not required in R. Just by assigning a value to a name will create the variable. So you don't need to define a variable type as numeric. It would automatically taken as numeric when you assign a numeric value to a variable. When you define a variable, it is stored in your workspace. If you close the workspace without saving, the variable is lost. However, if you save the workspace, the variable will be available when you restore the workspace. Vectors can be indexed by position. Vector indexing always starts with 1. Vector is actually a container object. Let's take an example. Say colors is a new vector defined as red, green, and blue. Colors is a character vector. So if you reference colors box bracket 1, it means the first index red, whereas colors box bracket 2 means the second color, which is green. Let's see an interesting property of a vector. Let's define marks as a numeric vector as 90, 60, 70. So marks 1 is 90, marks 3 is 70, whereas if you ask for marks 4, it will simply say NA, that means a missing value. So if you have a vector of a smaller length and you try to ask for a bigger index of an vector, it will give you a missing value as a result. Selecting vector elements. To extract single or multiple elements of a vector, use the index number to extract a single element. Whereas if you use the negative index number, you would actually exclude that element from the selection. So for an example, let's define series as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So series box bracket 6 refer to the sixth element, which is 6 here. Whereas series box bracket minus 2 refers to the elements other than the second element. So it gives you 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the values other than the second value, which was 2. For the simplicity, we define the values of vector same as the index number. Selecting vector elements. To select multiple values or vector elements, just use a vector of indexes. So series 1 to 3 gives you 1, 2, 3, whereas series C1, 3, 5, 7 will give you the first, third, fifth, and seventh value. Whereas series box bracket minus 1 to 3 will give you all the values other than the first 3 values. Now let's talk about appending data to vectors. To append the data or vectors to vectors, we use C function. For the example, we have a vector v as 1, 2, 3, and you just want to append a vector with a single value 4, then you may write v as cv4. That gives you the final vector as 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to append the vector v with another vector w, then you can do that again with the C function. To compare vectors, use R logical operators such as equal to for equality, not equal to as exclamation and equal to, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. R performs an element by element comparison and return a vector of logical values, one for each comparison. So in this case, A1 is defined as 1, 2, 3 and A2 is defined as 4, 2, 3. So when you compare A1 equal to A2, it does the element by element comparison. So in this case, since 1 is not equal to 4, it would print false as a first value of a logical vector, whereas 2 is equal to 2 and 3 is equal to 3. So the second and third values are matching, so it will give you true, true for the second and third value in the logical vector. Similarly, if you just compare as A1 less than A2, in this case only 1 is less than 4, so you get true, false, false as a resulting vector. Whereas in case of A1 greater than A2, none of the value from the first vector is greater than the second vector, you get a resulting vector as false, false, false. Now let's check comparing vector elements. To compare vector elements, use logical vectors to select elements based on a condition. We can use names to access the elements. Now let's take an example. We have initially defined the series as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now let's say that we want to compare series less than 5. In this case, it will compare every element of series with 5. So in our case, 1 is less than 5, 2 is less than 5, 3 is less than 5, 4 is less than 5, and after 5 up to 9, they are not less than 5. So we get as a resultant logical vector as true, 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 true 4 times and then false for the rest of the values. Whereas if you ask for series, box bracket series less than 5, this actually gives you the exact values. So in this case, you are passing a condition to the box bracket, the indexing bracket. So it will give you the values which matches the condition. In our case, the first 4 values were matching the condition, which were 1, 2, 3, 4. So you would get 1, 2, 3, 4 as an answer. Let's take another example. Let's now check series %2 equal to 0. That means values or series divisible by 2. Since we say equal to 0, that means completely divisible by 2. What are the values which are completely divisible by 2? Even values. So now let's re-look into this. The original series was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So all the odd values are not completely divisible by 2, whereas all the even values are completely divisible by 2. So let's see what is the logical vector here as a result vector. False, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, which is correct because 1 is not divisible by 2, whereas 2 is completely divisible by 2. So if you pass this condition to the box bracket or the index bracket for series, as we have done here, you will get the actual values, which were 2, 4, 6, 8, all the even numbers. Performing vector arithmetic. You can perform arithmetic operations on vectors. Now let's define V and W as two vectors. V as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and W as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you add V plus W, it is going to add it element by element. So 10 plus 1, 11, 20 plus 2, 22, 30 plus 3, 33, 40 plus 4, 44 and 50 plus 5 as 55. Similarly, you can do many other arithmetic operations on these two vectors or just a function on one of the vector. For an example, here we have taken the log of W. So the log of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 is given as 0.000 in many digits, 0.69, 1.09, 1.38, 1.60, etc. If you use the mean function on W, it will simply calculate the average as 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 divided by the total number 5, which is equal to 3 in this case. Recycling rule. This is a very interesting rule for a vector. Let's take an example. Let's say that we want to add two series, 1 to 6 and 1 to 3. Now we have a shorter length vector as 1 to 3. So for an example, if you want to add two series as 1 to 6 and 1 to 3, then the shorter length vector would be recycled again. So in this case, 1, 2, 3 is recycled up to the matching height of a longer length vector. So in this case, for adding 1 to 6 plus 1 to 3, you get to add 1 plus 1 as 2, 2 plus 2 as 4, 3 plus 3 as 6, 4 plus 1 as 5, 5 plus 2 as 7 and 6 plus 3 as 9. So in this case, the shorter length vector has been recycled. In case the longer vector length is not a multiple of the shorter vector length, R just gives us a warning. It just tells you that the longer object length is not a multiple of shorter object length, but it will still do its job and give you the result. Once you understand the recycling rule, you will realize that operations between a vector and a scalar are simply applications of that rule. In this example, the 10 is recycled repeatedly until the vector addition is complete. So when you add 1 to 6 with 10, you get 1 plus 10 as 11, 2 plus 10 as 12, and so on, as 6 plus 10 as 16. Another interesting property of vector is expansion. Assigning a value to a non-existing element of a vector will expand that structure to accommodate the new value. For an example, if we define x as 864, then in this case, x has a length 3 since there are only 3 values. But if you refer to the 7th index and you assign a value 10 to the 7th index, the vector is stretched to 7 length. So in this case, the new value of x is 864 NA 10. So all the values in between of 4 to 6 are filled with missing or NA values. We learned a lot about vectors. Now it's time to check your knowledge. Now let's wrap up. In this lesson, we learned Vectors are homogeneous, one-dimensional arrays that can hold numeric character or logical data. Variables can't be declared. They come into existence on first assignment. Scalars are represented as one-element vectors. Vectors can be indexed by position. Vector indexing starts with 1. Vector follows recycling rule if operations between different vector is done and the shorter vector is not multiple of the longer vector. Thank you.